Hey friends, it's Anna and welcome to another cozy plan with me. We are settling into this gorgeous Swan Pond notebook from Archer and Olive, and something about being in a new notebook gave me the creative reset I needed. I have been feeling so inspired and happy with all the pages I've created in this journal. It feels like art is finally coming a little more naturally to me again. So I hope you guys end up loving this August bullet journal setup as much as I do. Grab some tea or coffee, get cozy, and let's get ready for August. These are all the colors I'll be using in this setup. They're all from the Colors of the World Crayola set, and this might be the simplest journal theme I've ever made. Definitely the fastest, and yet I love how it turned out. I think the simplicity and subtle colors create a really elegant tone. I'm throwing it back a little bit to last August because I'm using the same calligraphy font for the titles. This is based on a font I found on Pinterest. And since I'm writing all the titles with this Crayola tip, which I actually can't do brush lettering with, I'm just going back and thickening all the downstrokes to give it that calligraphy look. This month's theme is very simple florals with neutrals and light pinks as the colors. I wanted to create the look that behind each of my doodles there's a soft paint streak. There's 3 different doodles I'll be using throughout these pages, some curved uneven leaves, a really simple flower, and lastly some berry or baby's breath like plants. This art is all super beginner friendly and time efficient if you're recreating these spreads. The flowers are a pretty basic 4 or 5 petal design. For the bigger open flower, I draw the petals on the bottom slightly squatter to give it the look that it's slightly angled, and the smaller flower is from a closed side view. A few little contour lines from the center of the flower or edges of the petals make this simple design look a lot better. And this last doodle has some flowers or berries that are just made up of a bunch of dots at the end of each stem. Again, the art itself is nothing crazy, perfect if you don't want to spend a lot of effort or time drawing, but I think the overall design of the spread and the colors are what make this page look really good to me. I could have totally left it here, but since the whole design is slightly above the center of the page, I kind of wanted something to even it out. Enter these gorgeous PET tapes from the WASHI tape shop. These are the pre-cut Sweet Rose bundle. I love the variation of designs in these tapes. I'm going to use one that's primarily text to stick on the bottom here. And that's it for the cover page, probably my fastest cover page ever, but I kind of love how minimal and clean it is. Moving over to this right side, we are making my monthly calendar, or actually log. I'm using a brown stamp pad for the title, so it matches the August title more so than black text would. I'm also using my white ARTX acrylic marker to cover up those pesky extra stamp marks. The decoration for this spread will be even simpler than the cover page. I'm still doing that paint streak look with the markers, but putting some of the flowers from the washi tape on top. This log format is what I usually prefer to use for my monthly calendar. It's a lot easier to set up. I have 2 columns running down the left side of the page for the dates of the month and days of the week, and the remainder of each row is for writing any events, appointments, etc. I love that this gives me lots more room for each day. I thought I'd make the log a little more visually interesting by making the columns into almost a little plaid design. I added some extra vertical stripes and also drew in some horizontal lines that separate out the weeks. This helps me visualize the month a lot better. And we're going to finish off this page with another washi flower with the pink marker behind it. I love how this theme is turning out. This is like my ideal combo of simple yet pretty and still elegant looking design. I'm always trying to create themes with that balance in my journal, and this month I think I finally did it. These next 2 pages are going to be for a spread to keep track of a bunch of different things. I'll have a few different sections, and I'm going to designate those sections with some different background and borders here before adding the title. These first 2 areas I'm laying out are for my monthly task list, and then I thought I'd make a little section titled Nesting. By this month, most of the essential baby prep things should be done, but I do have some slightly excessive and a few fun nesting things on my list that I'd love to get done if I have the time. For example, I saw these duck embroidery hoop decorations on Pinterest and immediately was like, I need to make these for the nursery. I've always enjoyed needlework crafts, but something about nesting mode has made me even more excited about them. I have not done embroidery in a long time though, but luckily I was able to take a class to remind me of everything I needed to know, which brings me to the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. If you are into cozy grandma hobbies like me, this platform is one of the best things you can gift yourself. Skillshare is an online community that offers creative classes for hobbyists, creative professionals, and everyone in between. I've already started this Stitching Woodland Creatures class. I was originally just searching for a basic embroidery class, which they do have plenty of, but I couldn't believe how perfect it was to find this class specifically since cute animals was literally the thing I was trying to embroider. And one thing I love about Skillshare is they always offer a class project option, so you can truly apply what you're learning with the guidance of creative experts. So the later lessons in this class are directly walking me through creating a fawn, hedgehog, and squirrel, so I'll actually have completed some nursery decorations by the end of the class. Like I said, if you're into any needlework hobbies like crochet or sewing, there's classes on here, or for so many other creative topics that you can apply to your personal life or professionally. Anyone who loves learning and furthering their creative pursuits, this is the place to be. And Skillshare has an amazing offer for new members right now. The first 500 people to use my link in the description or scan the QR code will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, so you can try it risk-free. Thank you so much to Skillshare for partnering with me on this video, and I am so excited to continue working on these cute woodland creatures for our nursery. Back to the journal, I have my tasks and nesting sections done, and the bottom area is going to be for my exercise calendar. Exercise is a very strong term for what I'm doing in my 3rd trimester, but this is to track the prenatal video workouts I'm doing and daily walks. I found that a workout calendar in my journal has been very helpful for keeping me on track for following along with the videos that are assigned to each day. I'm creating a 4-week calendar here. You may have noticed on the log page, but I do my monthly setups in complete 4 or 5 week increments. So all these August pages are actually for the week starting on Monday, August 4th through the week ending with Sunday, August 31st. The calendar boxes are 5x5 on the right page, and I accidentally made them 6x5 on the left page. I'm numbering each day, and the space within each box is where I can write the workout videos that's assigned to that day. I'll go back and write those workouts in later though. I give myself a little check at the bottom of each box when I complete the workout, and I also track anytime I go on a walk. I do a little X in the square. I'm not making a key for those symbols though, because I've been using them in workout calendars for several months now. The last functional step for this spread is adding a title for the exercise section, which I'm going back to the calligraphy font since I use my stamp set for the top sections. Then I'll add some PET tape to the leftover space. Again, I'm going for a minimal look by only using one washi sticker, and of course I'll also add the color streak underneath. There's not much going on decoration-wise on this spread. I tried to make it look good mainly with the use of colors and borders, but I think it will be very functional since these are the 3 categories I wanted somewhere to keep track of this month. For our next spread, we are flipping back right before my August cover page because I wanted to do a special memory spread. Then we'll get into my weeklies. I forgot to film doing the first part of the title, but as you can see, this is going to be a special spread to celebrate the birth of our baby. Such a momentous event, I had to do something to mark it in my journal. And although our baby is due in August, just in case he comes early, I thought I'd go ahead and set up these pages between July and August, so the placement should work no matter what month he's born in. I thought a cute title would be Baby Bruns, It's So Nice to Meet You. The spacing of the letters in nice felt a little off to me though, so I am fixing that with a mix of whiteout and the white acrylic marker. I'll obviously be using this spread for remembering things regarding our baby's birth, but I think this general layout is also perfect for any type of big event you have coming up that you might want to designate some space for recording in your journal. The left page will be for pictures. I'm using the photo paper that goes with my mini photo printer to go ahead and do the outlines for where I can paste in 3 pictures. I'm decorating this spread with the same theme as my August setup, but something about doing pink flowers for my baby boy spread felt off, even though I know it would be fine. But these Sweet Rose tapes actually had a few blue designs on them, so I was like, perfect, I'll just use those and the beige markers so these pages will have a blue and neutral color scheme, which that just felt more like what I wanted, and they still match the rest of the August pages. I left some space next to the pictures where I can maybe write a caption for each one, and this other page is for writing down my memories. I'm going to split it up between 2 sections because I wanted a spot to write down the key stats like his weight, length, time he was born, stuff like that. So for those things, I'm creating this box that has some white flowers breaking up the border. The rest of the page will be for journaling any memories about my birthing experience, maybe a quick summary of how the day played out. I'm sure I would love to look back on that. So I'm leaving that area blank except to highlight every other line. And because I'm a perfectionist, I wanted to cut out the blue washi tape under this white flower so the flower stood out more. So that's what I'm doing on the left page. I'm so excited to fill this spread out when our son is actually here, and I'm glad it's already set up. I know I'm not going to be doing any fancy journaling right after having a newborn, but this should be pretty easy to fill out at least. I am making ahead a few months worth of bullet journal setups, so I won't have to be setting up pages while having a new baby, and my spreads will be ready to use as I need them. I probably would have done that regardless for myself personally, but I also wanted to have my setups filmed and edited ahead of time so I can post these for you guys on YouTube as normal, even while giving myself a break from content creation for the first few weeks or months postpartum. So hopefully you can expect my monthly plan with me's as normal. And I also wanted to say thank you guys so much for all your sweet congratulations and well wishes over the past few months since I announced the baby. It really has meant so much to me. You guys have been so encouraging and kind and supportive and just the best, so thank you for that. Anyways, on to our last spread for August. This is my first weekly of the month. I put a mini calendar up top with a border around the weekdays and the week that these pages are for. I'm labeling my weeks right now by pregnancy, so that's why it's titled week 38. I'm going to use the same format for this weekly as I was using last month, which I loved and worked really well for me. This was inspired by Tea and Bujo on YouTube. She has an awesome journaling channel. The bottom 2/3 of these pages will make up my daily sections, and I did the titles with my stamp set and a gingham pattern in the background. I'm also bringing back the flower doodles to add between each day. Each weekly takes up a total of 4 pages, and you'll see me add a Dutch door to the next page to keep it all connected and make it to where my habit tracker section is visible throughout the whole week. I'll also have a weekly tasks area on the last page. So I'm continuing with the same design for the dailies, but I'll switch up the flower doodle and alternate between the lighter and darker shades of pink. I also accidentally drew this dividing line all the way down, so I'm fixing that yet again with my white marker. As you can see, some form of whiteout is incredibly necessary to have nearby when I work on my journal, and honestly, using an acrylic paint marker is one of the best ways I've found to cover up mistakes. Here's where we will create a Dutch door at the top of this right page, which will become the middle page of the spread. I'm using scissors and an X-Acto knife so I can cut close to the spine. This plastic letter stencil serves as my faux cutting mat, and I'll use a corner punch to round out the new edge. So now you can see when I flip this half page, it kind of still feels like the same spread. I'll finish out my dailies on these next pages, and like I said, this last bigger section will be a weekly task list. I shouldn't have a lot on my plate during the weeks in August, so instead of using that whole last box for tasks, I thought it'd be fun to include some more pictures. I obviously don't have a picture from this week yet, but I'll go ahead and draw a photo outline like we did on the baby Brun spread, and I can print a picture anytime that week. I'm thinking this could be a great place for my last few bump updates. Maybe by the end of the month, these will be newborn photos. I love that this PET tape was obviously made with journaling in mind because it has flowers already cut into the shape of borders, which was perfect to use around this photo box. And there's just a lot of variety in designs in the tape. It's not just like the pre-cut stickers are all plain flowers. The last part of my weekly will be a habit tracker. I've been enjoying tracking my habits on a weekly basis recently. I look at these daily pages the most out of any in my journal, so it serves as a really good reminder. I'm drawing 7 boxes with the weekdays labeled up top. This is the same design as I used when drawing my exercise calendar. And I'm writing the habits to the side, and I can put an X in the corresponding row and day when I complete each habit. We're gonna fill that last blank area with some more PET tape, and that's it for this weekly in August setup. I'm so happy with how these spreads turned out. Let's do a final flip through to see all the pages. Thank you guys so much for journaling with me. I hope you enjoyed seeing these pages come together and got some ideas for your own journal. I'll talk with you again soon in my next video, and I'm wishing you a beautiful start to August.